Hello, esteemed judges, fellow competitors, and distinguished guests. My name is Nurul Anisah. I'm a leader, and it is an honor to stand before you today at the AICAD competition. We are here to present a project that is very close to our hearts, a VR game experience titled Trigger. This project stems from a deeply personal place, inspired by the growing mental health concerns in Malaysia and my own experiences as someone who has navigated the challenges of mental health. Trigger is more than just a game. It's an immersive journey designed to evoke and raise awareness about the feelings of fear and panic that many people experience in their daily lives. Today, I will walk you through how Trigger transforms these abstract emotions into a tangible, interactive experience that not only entertains, but also educates and fosters empathy. According to a recent article by The Star, many Malaysians face significant distress after traumatic incidents or job loss, leading to a range of physical and emotional symptoms. These include trembling, increased heart rate, social withdrawal, and heightened anxiety, highlighting the pervasive nature of fear and panic in our society. Traumatic events, as defined by leading psychiatric classifications like the ICD-11 and DSM-5, involve exposure to overwhelming situations such as death, violence, or serious illness. These events can trigger profound emotional responses and disrupt an individual's sense of security and well-being. Externally, fear and panic manifest through observable behaviors: trembling, avoiding social interactions, or displaying heightened anxiety. These behaviors can have a ripple effect, influencing the individual's environment and the people around them. Internally, fear and panic are marked by overwhelming emotional responses that dominate an individual's thoughts. These experiences are highly subjective, varying in intensity based on past experiences, personal coping mechanisms, and the perceived threat. This internal struggle is often invisible, but deeply impactful. My VR game, Trigger, is designed to bring these internal and external experiences of fear and panic to life, offering players a chance to engage with the emotional and psychological challenges that many Malaysians face after traumatic events. By simulating these experiences, the game aims to foster empathy and raise awareness about the mental health issues prevalent in our society.
This is our project called Trigger. It is an innovative virtual reality experience that immerses players in a compelling exploration of the psychological effects of anxiety. The game transforms a normal elevator ride into a harrowing journey through fear and panic. There are 3 stages in this game. In the first stage, the elevator's doors were broken and unpredictably opening and closing subtly caught the player in shock. For the second stage amplifies the elevator with severe malfunctions. The elevator shakes violently with sudden stops and speeds uncontrollably through floors, accompanied by a non-responsive emergency button. This situation gives the taste of panic to the player. For the final stage, where the elevator stops on an unknown floor, revealing a shadow of the unknown figure which triggers the player's deepest fears. In a twist that challenges perceptions, this figure is revealed as an imagined threat, emphasizing the disconnect between fear and reality characteristic of severe panic attacks.
In the planning and strategy phase of Trigger, we focused on crafting an immersive experience through careful attention to the storyline and cutscenes. Each scene was meticulously planned to heighten the player's sense of fear and panic. The storyline is driven by the player's journey through increasingly unsettling environments, particularly an elevator that acts as the central element of the game. We also explored several potential ideas and solutions to enhance the gameplay experience. For instance, players will encounter situations where the elevator opens without pressing the button or the doors close too quickly, leading to unexpected and eerie scenarios. The elevator arriving at the wrong level further disorients the player, intensifying their fear. To keep players engaged, we designed the game with a difficulty curve that flows from easy to hard. Early in the game, players might experience simple anomalies like the lift stopping unexpectedly, but as they progress, more complex challenges arise, such as malfunctioning buttons, falling sensations, and the lift suddenly appearing in different dimensions. We also paid close attention to the visual and auditory elements to create a truly immersive atmosphere. Flickering lights, the sound of knocking, Strange objects floating above the elevator and eerie noises like a wailing wind or an old radio contribute to the tension and suspense. Lastly, we drew inspiration from similar games such as the Elevator Ritual Madison and Elevated Dread. These references help us refine the atmospheric tension and suspense essential to creating a claustrophobic setting that Trigger heavily relies on. X is the process. You might be wondering what is the process behind the making. We use software that is equivalent to the current game industry, which is Blender, Unreal Engine 5, Pixabay, and Substance's Painter. We use this software to create assets and environments, then started to create a VR video game experience following the steps from inserting the assets to programming the blueprint.
Setting up cameras for VR video animation. One of the primary challenges we encountered was perspective management. It was essential to ensure that the camera perspective accurately reflected the player's viewpoint. This is particularly crucial in a VR environment, where maintaining immersion hinges on the camera's alignment with what the player naturally sees. Another significant challenge was performance optimization. Balancing the camera settings to ensure smooth rendering was imperative. We needed to avoid frame drops while still maintaining the high performance that a VR experience demands. Coupled with this was the issue of rendering quality. We had to carefully balance the video quality with overall VR performance. Ensuring that the visual fidelity did not suffer was a constant focus, as any loss in quality could detract from the immersive experience. The camera's setup required extensive testing and iteration. This was necessary to ensure that the setup performed well across various scenarios. Continuous testing allowed us to refine the camera angles and movements, ultimately ensuring they contributed effectively to the immersive experience. Designing realistic environments and characters presented another set of challenges. These elements were critical to effectively convey the themes of fear and panic central to our game. Achieving the desired level of realism, while also maintaining optimal performance, required a careful and deliberate approach. The development process itself was highly iterative. We continuously refined and adjusted our approach based on feedback and technological advancements. This iterative nature of the development process necessitated flexibility and a willingness to adapt as we progressed. Mental health sensitivity. Finally, we faced the challenge of mental health sensitivity. It was crucial to balance the inclusion of realistic fear elements while avoiding potential triggers for vulnerable players. This required close collaboration with mental health experts to ensure that the game was impactful, yet safe for all players.